Hello everyone, this is my second video which follows. Jesus spoke Aramaic or Amharic, which is spoken today in Ethiopia. Today we will compare the Paleo-Hebrew or Biblical Aramaic with the ancient Ge'ez or consonant-only Amharic alphabet and its representation in English alphabet also. So I have to make clear that the ancient Ge'ez, it used to be written only with consonants. There was no representation for vowel, just like the Biblical Aramaic or Paleo-Hebrew. And the modern Hebrew and the Arabic language, they are Abjad, that is consonant only, and they use symbols for vowel representation. But in the modern Amharic and in the modern Ge'ez, the alphabet includes the consonant and also the vowel together. But the ancient one, it used to be only consonant, only alphabet. It doesn't include the vowel sign. So that's what we will be using in the Ge'ez or Amharic alphabet. So let's start with the first alphabet in Biblical Aramaic, which is Aleph. This with the sign. It's in Amharic or Ge'ez, it is A, which is represented by the A alphabet in English. As you can see, the alphabet, if you see this part of the Aleph symbol and compare it to the A of Amharic or Ge'ez, you'll see the similarity. Here, this part is this part, and this part is here, and this one is this. So it has similarity. It is driven from the Aleph of the Biblical Aramaic to the A of Amharic or Ge'ez. The second alphabet is Beit, which is represented by the sign. In Amharic or Ge'ez, it is B. In English, it is B. As you can see, if you see this part of the Beit symbol, you see this one? Do you see this B of the Amharic or Ge'ez? Can compare it? No, this part, similar, which is represented by B in English. And also Beit, which is an Aramaic word, is house in English, and also it is Beit in Amharic also, which is house in English. Then the third alphabet is Gamel, represented by this sign. As you can see, it is the same with the G of the Amharic or Ge'ez, which is G of the English alphabet. And this, it is a little downward here, but here in Amharic it's straight, but still it's the same sign, represented the Gamel, G of the Aramaic, and Amharic it is also G. The fourth one is Dalet, represented by this alphabet, this symbol. As you can see, here it's a rectangle, triangle, then this. In Amharic it is circle here and this. And if you take off, if you take off this part away, you can see it is similar. The Aramaic one, it is triangle. In the case of Amharic, it is circle. But still, if you take off this part, only this part away, it looks similar, which is represented by D in English. Then we have the He, the He of the Aramaic, which is represented by this sign. Then we have the Ge'ez or Amharic ha, represented by this, which is represented by H in the English sound. As you can see, this part of the he part, this part is this part, and this one is taken here. So you can see the similarity between it. Then we have wow, which is represented by this symbol. Then in Amharic or Ge'ez it is we. In English it is v. Then it is zain, represented by this sign, which looks like the I capital of the English letter. Here in Amharic or Ge'ez it is ze, represented by this. Do you see? If you turn this upside down like this, it becomes similar to this one, the same. If you turn it this way, or if you turn this one this way, it becomes the same, which is represented by the Z in English. Then we have the het with the symbol. In Amharic it is ha. You can see this part of the het. You see this part of it without this part and this one only. You can see it is driven from the same Proto-Semitic alphabet, or or Amharic was driven from the Aramaic one, since there is a record of the Aramaic being an ancient one. This one is a little later than the Aramaic record. So you can see this part of the het being similar to this, represented by the H in English. Then we have the tet of the Aramaic, represented by a circle, and inside it a cross sign. Here in the Amharic or Ge'ez it is tsa, a circle and a horizontal line, which is represented ts sound, tsa, ts sound, tet, which is represented by t in English. Then we have yod, the sign. In Amharic it is ya, in English it is y. Then kaf, represented by this sign. In Amharic it is ka, in English it is k. Then we have lamed with the sign, and la of the Amharic or Ge'ez, represented by L of the English. Then we have mem of the Aramaic with the sign, and ma of the Amharic or Ge'ez, and m of the English. Then the nun with the symbol. Do you see this symbol? In Amharic it is na, the same nun and na in Amharic. It is all the same, which is represented by the n in English. Then we have the semkat sign and the sa in Ge'ez or Amharic. If you take this part of the semkat or this part of the semkat and turn it upward, you can see the similarity. Only this part, take off this and turn it this one upward. It becomes this, which is represented by the S in English alphabet. Then we have the ayin with this symbol, circle. Amharic and Ge'ez, it's also a circle, a, which is represented by the A letter in English. As you can see, both in Aramaic and Amharic, the A sound is represented twice, Aleph and Ain. You can see this. In Amharic also it is represented with this A, with the symbol A, and with the symbol A. In Amharic and Ge'ez, to differentiate this A from this A, we call this A, Ainu A. Here, as you can see, in Aramaic, this symbol is known as Ain, which is represented by the A sound in English. So it's not only the similarity, but also the representation is also twice in both Aramaic and in Amharic. And also, the H sound also is represented twice. He with the sign and het with the sign, which is also ha in Amharic or Ge'ez and ha in Amharic or Ge'ez. So you can see also this, which its equivalent is the H sound in English alphabet. And it's represented in both the Aramaic and Amharic twice, the H sound. He, het, ha, ha. In Amharic or Ge'ez, we say this hamaruha. We call this haletauha in order to differentiate it. And also there is also another alphabet which is represented twice. We will see when we reach it. Yeah, there is okay. Then we stopped here. So the next alphabet is Pei in Aramaic with the sign, and Pe in Amharic or Ge'ez, P in English. Then there is Sadhe with this symbol, Sa with the symbol in Ge'ez or Amharic, then S in English. As you can see, the S also has two representations, the S sound, which is equivalent to the S sound in English, the Sa, Samket and Sadhe. You can see it is both in Aramaic and also in Amharic. It is represented twice. Sa representation in English. We call this in Amharic Nugususa, which is King Sa, while this one we call it Fire Sa, which is Zatusa. Fire Sa we call it, in order to differentiate between the two of them. And there is the next one is Qaf, which is represented by the sign Ka in Amharic or Ge'ez, Q in English. As you can see, the Qaf of the Aramaic and the Ka of the Amharic is similar. If you take this off, if you take off the upper one like that, it becomes similar. It's the same without this. Do you see that? So this. Then the next alphabet is Resh with the symbol, and Ra in Amharic or Ge'ez. If you see this part of the Resh, do you see this part? And do you see this part upward? It becomes the same, which is R in English. Then we have Shin with this representation, and Sha in Amharic or Ge'ez, which is SH, in English. Then we have the Tau with this representation, and Ta in Amharic or Ge'ez, which is the same. And also here, the T is represented twice, both in Aramaic and Amharic. You see this. You see that? Tate with this circle. This one, which is represented by T, and also Tau with this symbol represented by this inter in Amharic, which is represented twice, twice. The T sound in English. This shows Amharic and Aramaic, very similar alphabet, and also the way it is represented also, There are 4 different alphabet which is represented twice in English alphabet. So it should be studied whether did the Amharic come from the Aramaic, or both the Aramaic and the Amharic came from a common Semitic language. Thank you for listening. Bye.